it's Tessa. So I'm coming to you from Portugal. I came down here last year for a couple of weeks to escape the British winter, and I decided to do the same thing this year because it's about 20 degrees warmer and they get a lot more blue sky down here. And I think that is the beauty of being in England. You know, I've talked before on other videos about taking advantage of the lifestyle in England. Well, part of that lifestyle is being able to pop over to Europe, somewhere like Portugal, the Algarve coast. That's what I love about it. I met a lovely lady. There's a local beach where you can go and watch the sunset. And I chatted to this lady, and she was from Ireland. And she actually owns a place here in this complex. And she comes here all the time. And I thought, on some level, I kind of I envy that, I guess, a little bit, but on the other side, no, I don't. I like to have the freedom to say, where do I feel like going? Now, I like to have that flexibility. Now, for you, you may feel differently, but hey ho, different strokes, right? But that is one of the lifestyle advantages to being in England. As I've said before, you can come over for 6 months. And during that 6 months, you can use that as your base to pop on over to Europe. And you can stay in Europe for 90 out of 180 days, more restrictive than what you can do in England. So it makes sense to maybe use England as a base. I love being able to come over to Europe. It's just like, I can't believe 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I was on the beach in Florida at New Smyrna Beach, and I had no idea what I was in for. I had no plans to move back to England, and yet here I am in Portugal in January. Now, if you told me I would be able to do this, I would have thought, no way. So that's why I encourage you to kind of think about what it is that is going to make your life fulfilling, because I think that's all we really want. We don't need to have a bigger, better house or a bigger car. I mean, we can get those things, but statistics prove that once you get them, it's just like getting a beautiful piece of clothing. Once you take it home, it loses a little bit of that kind of that you get when you purchase it. Things don't make us feel better. Experiences do, and those include being with folks that we love, folks that really get us, folks that we like to hang out with, and places that we like to go, places that we like to hang out. And that could be a place that you like to return to every year, or it can be somewhere new. I'm about the new. I do like to return to places that I like, but I think that is what our life is going to be. When you're over 50, you don't want to chase getting a bigger house, or you've already done all that. You've already been, especially if you're American, you've already been pushed all your life to do more, get married, have the kids, have the great career, have the house, have the car, have the holidays to Europe. And who wants to do that anymore? We don't have to. We have nothing to prove. All we have left is how can we enjoy our lives? How can we make the most of the rest of our lives? And I truly believe I'm happier now certainly than when I was 50. I'm much happier now than I ever was. I feel freer. I feel more myself. I'm able to make decisions that I enjoy. So that's what I'm telling you. What is it that you look forward to? What is it that you feel, every time it happens, or a place every time you're there, or people every time you're around them, you just feel, this is it. I'm comfortable. This is my sweet spot. Go towards that. And I've always said, everything that you makes up your perfect day, every decision, every step, every thought should be moving you closer to that, not further away. So if like I know, I came here last year, I loved it. I had a great time. I didn't have to go running around like a crazy tourist or anything. I did go and see a few places, and I just kind of relaxed and enjoyed the wonderful weather and being somewhere different. So I decided to come back. So I am choosing to do things that I know I will enjoy, and I'm also choosing to do things that I think I might like. I'm choosing to put myself out of my comfort zone all the time. And that's what I love about being at this stage in your life. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I invite you to think the same way. What makes you truly happy? And if you don't know what it is, ask your intuition. Sit really quiet, no distractions, and just say, what do I really want? And I guarantee you a little voice will say what it is. I guarantee you. So get quiet, sit still, no distractions, nobody else, just you, and ask yourself what it is you really want. And then when you get that answer, follow it. Doesn't have to be a giant step. You know, when I first started coming back here, I didn't move in one fell swoop. I didn't even know that I was going to move here full time. I took baby steps. I came over for 2 weeks, and then I came back over for 6 weeks, and then I came back over for 3 months. But it all kind of started falling into place. I mean, at some point it fell out of place because my relationship cratered during the pandemic. And that's what I thought I was going to be doing. I thought I was going to be splitting my time between, you know, my home in the US and my home in the UK. But that changed. But that's okay. You know, it allowed me to move forward into a life that I truly, really enjoy. It allowed me to say, okay, I'm going to live. Fortunately, I was able to live here full time in the UK. But I rolled with it. I didn't fight it. I didn't say, oh no, this shouldn't happen because this is not the way I want it to happen. It's not exactly how is it going to happen. Don't worry about that. Just think about how do you want to feel. It doesn't have to be look a certain way. It just go with what you feel. Go with your intuition. Go with your gut. Go with what that little voice tells you. My little voice was saying, I want to live in England for at least 6 months out of the year. And that came true. Now, did it change and grow and into full-time? Yes. But because I was open to that change and was ready to embrace it and see the positives, it wasn't like, oh no, I can only live in the UK for 6 months. I can only do it this way. No, I was open to it being different and being okay with that and trusting, not only trusting the universe that things would work out, but trusting myself that I could make it work out. And I didn't have any help. You know what? It's amazing what you can do when you know you're kind of on the right path. It becomes a little easier. You know, I knew I wanted to live in the UK. I knew it felt right to me. And so it was just natural that I would take the steps that I needed to make it work. And yeah, it's scary at times, but it's scarier when you're not doing anything that you really want to do. That is more scary than taking a risk or taking a chance at striking out and doing something that's really for you, that you've always dreamed of. You deserve it. I can guarantee you, you deserve it. If that little voice inside you is saying, if only I could do this. If you don't pay attention to it, if you don't follow its guidance, that is what is scary. Because we do only have, well, I think we have more than one life. I think we're eternal, but this is where we want to make it happen, right? This is what we have control over right now. We can make it happen. We don't know really what's coming, but we can exist as if it's all going to be okay. And that is what I want to tell you. No matter what your little voice tells you, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I want you to repeat after me. Everything is always working out for my highest good. Everything is always working out for my highest good. Keep that in mind when that little voice speaks to you, and trust that if you move forward with what it tells you to do or the direction it wants you to go in, you'll be okay.